Scotty, we all went nuts on that final play of the Vikings-Saints game, but check this out. Yesterday afternoon, the team tweeted an amazing clip of defensive end Everson Griffin's reaction. Take a look. That is fantastic. Love it.
Oh.
So that emotion was like palpable.
I was close. I was in the background coming that way. Oh, man, that's someone who saw something they'd never seen before. Not quite like a spaceship.
A spaceship. I knew the spaceship was coming.
You know what my takeaway from that clip was? The very beginning. When we talked about this game earlier, you talked about how big Linval Joseph is. Linval Joseph picked up Everson Griffin and twirled him around like a prom date. Like, Everson Griffin's a giant man.
Yes.
And Linval Joseph picked him up like it was nothing to it. What a cool clip.
Love it.
It's a captain of the team, one of the best unsung players in the NFL. People don't talk about Everson Griffin, double-digit sack guy again this year, I believe. And what a cool, he couldn't believe what he'd seen.
Yeah, drafted by Minnesota and developed there. You know, really has worked himself into being a great player, was undersized, and man, doesn't get the attention that he deserves.
Well, good, he did. All right, moving on to the AFC title game. Oh, Patriots hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's play some compare and contrast. One team has been in this game every year since 2011, won 5 Super Bowls with their current quarterback and has a Hall of Fame head coach. The other team, guaranteed victory. Well, Jalen Ramsey did anyway. Here's Tom Brady addressing Ramsey's comments.
You know, I think what I've learned over a long time is it's how you play and it's not what you say. And I think, you know, everyone has different ways of handling things. Coaches do, players do. We do what works for us. Those are other players that work for them. You know, the game's going to be decided by who plays the best, not who hypes the best or speaks the best. Or, you know, he's a really good player. I've watched a ton of film on him. He's got a lot of strengths. And, you know, he's obviously very confident. That's reflected in how he plays. So, you know, I'm more concerned about how he plays as opposed to what he says.
And that has always been the Patriot way, play, don't say. But let's talk about how Tom Brady and his Patriots are going to attack this very, very good Jaguars defense, CC.
It's going to be interesting what they do. Now, I think that A.J. Bouye and Jalen Ramsey will get the ultimate respect by Bill Belichick. So what they'll try to do, they'll try to line up in a lot of bunch formations or clusters where they can set a lot of picks. They're going to be expecting a lot of man-to-man. They know they have the athleticism. If these corners played for New England, man, that's all New England would play because they realize how hard it is for quarterbacks to throw. When you're in zone coverage, guys are like this in space. The man-to-man, there's very little space, and the DB and the wide receiver, it frustrates quarterback, and they don't want to release the ball. So he's going to respect that. Watch Rob Gronkowski try to be the dominant force in the middle because you're better off attacking Jacksonville's safeties than you are their corners. And watch the running backs. They will try to get them in space because also they don't want to put that offensive line in the dilemma of dropping back 45 times and having to block Calais Campbell and those other vicious defenders that Jacksonville can send at you. Also in the back of their mind, New England knows that Blake Bortles is the quarterback. All right, so Tom, he will not force a turnover. He knows that they can punt the ball. He's going to have plenty of time, so he won't be rushed. It won't be like Pittsburgh. If he was playing Pittsburgh, Ben Roethlisberger, the triplets, it's a different set of pressure because they can put a lot of points on you. So Tom will be very, very patient. Gronk and the running backs, I believe, will be the featured part of this offense, and I wouldn't be surprised if they negated the running game, New England. I believe the weather's going to be unseasonably a little bit warm, and I believe they're going to throw the ball more than we ever thought going into this game.
All right, before I get to my thoughts on it, it is something we touched on yesterday, but I want to reiterate it today, get your opinion out there on this, because the general conventional wisdom, I know you tell me, stop listening to all these podcasts, stop doing all that.
No, listen to me.
Okay, right.
Stop listening
But the
to them.
general, a lot of the commentary surrounding this game is the Jags are going to put Jalen Ramsey on Gronk. Their best defensive back on the Patriots' best weapon. Jalen's also a big corner. He's 6'1". He's strong. That's their best chance. That was something you told me Monday morning off the air. Throw it away. They can't do that continually throughout the game. Tell them, why can't you just say Jalen, Gronk, one-on-one, Jalen be better?
Because Jalen is more important to the defense playing the cornerback spot that he plays, because then they can play zone or play man, and you don't know that. If you line him up on Gronk and play man-to-man, 50, 60 plays, Tom Brady knows you're in man-to-man. So it's easier to set a pick on him. It's also easier to use Gronk as a decoy because you know exactly what they're doing. And more importantly than Jalen being on Gronk, you know everyone else is in man-to-man. So Tom can pick out the weakest link. It could be a linebacker. It could be a safety. It could be someone else that he would pick on deliberately because you've given him too much information.
And the other thing you had mentioned was if they were to do that, the Pats would just run the ball repeatedly. That you'd be
Gronk would knock him off the field, because he would have to line up on his head if he's guarding a man-to-man, and Gronk would come off and run block him, and like he blocked the guy in Indianapolis where he threw him out the club.
Right, yeah.
That's what he would be doing to Jalen Ramsey a whole bunch in the game.
One of the things we talked about the last couple of weeks with this Patriots team is they want to get out to a fast start, get out there, maybe no huddle, whatever it is. But you're saying that's not as important this time. It is not absolutely necessary for them to get out and do that. They could slow the game down from the start.
I mean, as a team, no one collectively is connected as much as the offense, the defense, and the special teams. So their offensive players, they know what their capability of. Even though they're worried about their game plan, Jacksonville's defense, but they've been informed of who's on the other side.
Right.
And it's not to throw shade at Blake Bortles. If it was someone else that didn't have an offense that ran through their quarterback and ran through their tailback, they would do the same thing. So they'll be in sync, realizing it's about field position, it's about getting a lead, it's about forcing Jacksonville to throw the football, and it's about, for New England, getting chunks of yardage on first down. So they stay out of second and long and third and long situations.
The Jags defense, let's put a bow on it with this, is coming off its 2 most productive games of the year as far as a quarterback pressure standpoint. You might say they still had 42 points. I get that. The only 2 games all year, the only 2 games in the defense in the playoffs, I should say, where you had 20-plus pressures. It was the Jags in round 1 and the Jags last week. So that Jags front is playing very, very well right now. They're going to have to play the best game they have ever played in order to beat the New England Patriots.
All right.
Cece's got a meeting.
Yeah, you got to run.
Secret meeting with the NFL.
I don't know if it's is it a secret meeting?
No, it's just a meeting with the NFL.
It was secret.
Yeah.
All right, bon voyage. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Thanks, CC. Coming up, should Mike Tomlin be on the hot seat?
Super Bowl tickets.
You said it so loud, I think everybody heard.
I need 4.
I need 2.
2 for me
all
and
I
2
need.
to sell.
Guess what? Guess who's sitting in the hot seat? Our guy, our man, Eric Mangini joins us with the answer next.
The funny Mangini. Bring him out. Bring him out.
Fungini.
Fungini.
Don't stop me now.